Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. If this assessment or piece of news that I have here coming from Sputnik is true, then maybe humanity has a chance, and that is we will not be dropping into slavery or anything like that anytime soon. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the situation in the Gulf, not the Gulf of Mexico, okay, the Persian Gulf, in the Middle East, in the area of, let's say now, East Mediterranean, coming up, East Mediterranean Sea, where it seems like Persian Gulf powers reportedly refuse to give U.S. access, to bases, to U.S. military access to bases for anti-Iran strike. So if you want to have a thing done well, do it yourself. Yeah, bring the cat up. And it's definitely going to create this kind of thing. So it seems like the Persian Gulf powers refuse to give U.S. access to their airspace and military bases. And that is a fantastic development if true. Well, Lavrov did not and Wang Yi did not travel the area for nothing, it seems. Sputnik. Game over? Question mark. Persian Gulf powers reportedly refused to give U.S. access to bases for anti-Iran strikes. The Americans said that they will not strike Iran, but I think they would. They will be dragged into it. Going back to the Gulf War in 1991, I'm going to give you some maps. The U.S. has depended on regional allies, vassal states, like now Europe is the vassal entity, for large-scale military operations across the Middle East. Now, as tensions between Israel and Iran rise, and the U.S.-led unipolar world order comes under strain, America's traditional partners, that's better put, better than allies, are apparently refusing to walk in lockstep with Washington. Persian Gulf countries have reportedly told the United States not to launch any attacks against Iran from their territory or airspace amid seething regional tensions. Sources, including a senior U.S. official, told the Middle East Eye that Gulf monarchies have been, and I'm quoting, working overtime on the diplomatic track to shut down avenues that could link them to a U.S. reprisal against Tehran or its proxies from bases inside their kingdoms, end quote. The countries included regional heavyweights, Saudi Arabia, BRICS country, the United Arab Emirates, isn't that a BRICS country now? Oman and Kuwait, with their leaderships reportedly raising questions on the details of U.S. basing agreements and taking steps to prevent the use of their Iran-adjacent bases against Islamic People's Republic. NATO member Turkey has also reportedly barred the U.S. from using its airspace for strikes against Iran, but Sputnik has not been able to independently verify this information. Well, Turkey is going to open the bazaar and you give me this, I give you this. That's what it is. And I'm quoting, "It's a mess," a senior U.S. official said, referring to the headache that Biden administration faces as it prepares for another war, for a potentially Iranian retaliatory strike against its top regional ally. Oh, not on my glasses, mofo. All right. Ally Israel following Tel Aviv, pop. The Middle East Eye report follows. Don't push that down now. A report by Axios on Friday citing U.S. officials who said that Iran has previously warned the U.S. and it will target American forces in the Middle East if Washington gets involved in a military confrontation between Iran and Israel. Yeah, he keeps his paw on my hand right there. Look at that. All right. Oh, you want to fight now? That's a beautiful cat. Fight now. Yeah. Okay, let's move back here. The U.S. has an estimated 40,000 plus military personnel at bases dotting the Middle East. including the Al-Bapapap in Qatar, which hosts at least 10,000 troops and served as the forward headquarters of the United States Central Command, the combat command responsible for military operations across the Middle East. Nearby, Bahrain hosts up to 7,000 troops, and the U.S. Fifth Fleet, which operates in the Persian Gulf, the Red and Arabian Seas, as part of the Indian Ocean. The U.S. also has 15,000 troops garrisoned in Kuwait, at least 5,000 troops in UAE, and about 2,700 troops and fighter jets at the Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. Oman hosts a few hundred U.S. troops and allows the U.S. Air Force to conduct. And then now he's on the move. I want to hear you. No, he's not leaving. All right, false alarm. So in Oman, it's got a lot of troops, basically. Regional countries led by the Saudi Arabia and the UAE have taken series of steps recently to wean themselves off of dependence on the U.S. economically, politically, and militarily, with Riyadh moving to break the petrodollar monopoly in the oil trade with China, pausing its military campaign against Yemen's Houthi militia, restoring diplomatic ties with Iran, and together with Abu Dhabi, joining the BRICS Plus bloc. So, what do you think? Do you think money will solve the problem? Threats? Blackmail? A little regime change on the foundation of dissatisfaction of the masses? You're going to push a few buttons and you're going to start a little demonstration, mind you, spontaneous demonstration, which will turn, I don't know, violently for a little bit, and then you're going to have another Gaddafi scenario orchestrated by we don't know who, and then everybody's going to recognize the new government that will suck the someone's thing, and we're going to know immediately who was behind the whole thing. It's so easy. I mean, if I get in power tomorrow and I call, I don't know, Bahrain to help me reconstruct this, and Bahrain troops to be here and protect us from, I don't know, the Russians or the Chinese, and I took over, is there any connection, do you think, between me and the Bahrain or the banks in Bahrain? I think so. So whenever you hear the first call after a coup, we want this bully boy to help us and protect us, you know exactly who orchestrated, organized, planned the whole shit. But you don't have the evidence yet. Wait. So here it is. If this article is true, tells the truth, which these guys refuse that, then things will escalate. I don't think the United States will just walk away with its tail between its legs because it's shackled by the other guys. Who was that? I think it was, I will not use certain words. It was, I think, either, it was not Napoleon. Maybe Napoleon, or it was Abraham Lincoln. I think Abraham Lincoln, or and Grant, I know, Ulysses Grant, the general, the former president of US, who said, I have the enemy, the troops of Papapap in front of me, and I have the behind me, pushing me forward. You know who those are? You know? The same guys who are pushing US in a war. The same guys. The same perpetual victims. Same guys. I have these guys in the back. I think it was Abraham Lincoln, and I have the Confederacy troops in front of me. What am I gonna do? Who pays? All right. So I will see if these guys really refuse, the Americans will push buttons, and you're gonna have some attempted revolutions in the Middle East. I think so. Or they will try to go and send their weasel advisors and all this Blinkensteins and all those guys, and Newlandstein. But Newlandstein takes care of, well, she went to Africa. She got kicked out of Niger, kicked in the pussy when she went over there, and she threatened them. The guys made bigger threats against her, so she flew away. I remember when she went to the speak and threatened the Niger's junta, and the guy says, if you don't leave, we're gonna fuck your guy up. Okay. So her threats were smaller than the other guys' threats, and they were serious about it. So Victoria Nuland just beat it, went to the Europe theater. Here it is, my friends. We'll see. We'll see if this is true. It's always a negotiation, unfortunately. Sometimes we don't negotiate with our character and values and principles. We'll see if those countries will try to diffuse the garbage that was initiated, instigated, and continued for so many years in the area. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.